Welcome to Conversations with Jen and Mel. This show is about real life with real people, having real conversations, from better health to mental health and more. Let's check out the conversation right now with your host, Jen and Mel.
Welcome to Conversations with Jen and Mel. Today we are talking about, do pics matter? So you will often hear Melanie talking about the picker being broken.
Your picker broke. We've all been there. Everybody's played the fool.
But how important is the picker?
Very important.
Very important.
Extremely important. The picker is everything.
It's everything.
It's everything.
You cannot have a good marriage or relationship without picking right.
True. And so I think we were watching the video, and in the video, the guy was talking about, for better or for worse. And so in a lot of situations, people are prepared for the worst.
They
think this is my rider for the worst. If everything falls apart, this is my rider. This is my person. As they say now, this is my person. And so this is my person. But he says, what happens for the better, though?
Yes.
What happens when your life is upgraded and you get to make better choices?
Right. Would you still pick that person to be on the up with?
Absolutely. 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 Absolutely.
But I think a lot of times in society, at least with our culture, we see when the men upgrade,
They annoy you.
they often also exchange the wife for a different culture.
They annoy you. That's annoying.
So what's that about? The ride or die is only for the poorer?
Oh. So it sounds like they're searching for a different version of themselves. I think that sometimes in relationships that men are looking for a certain version of themselves, and they put that responsibility onto the wife. Like, if I marry a certain cultural woman, or a certain ethnic group of woman, or a different type of woman, then that defines who I am. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the man puts the woman on, and the woman represents him. And so when he upgrades, he figures that another ethnic group would better represent him. And I think that's pure ignorance. Yeah,
it's something. If that's what you like, that's your preference. Do you, boo? But
I think it's ignorant. It's straight up ignorant that another ethnic group would represent you. And I'm not saying and here I am again. I'm not saying not fall in love with another ethnic group. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when the whole thing is, I'm going to do something other than the ethnic group that I come from, then that's the problem. That's the problem. On purpose, intentionally.
So I find it interesting that the African American wife is fine until you get some money. And now she no longer serves you, and you have to, or you don't have to, you choose to choose a different.
Well, she need to make sure she hold out long enough so she can get half.
I don't understand that. But that's not really what the episode is about.
But she needs to hold out so she can get
to me.
Mm-hmm.
So she
can get half of his ridiculous amount of money.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She said that. All right. So we do agree that the picking from the beginning is important.
Yes.
And not just for the poor or the sickness. Because I do think we put a lot of emphasis on that. Like, are you going to take care of me if I'm sick? Or are you, if we hit rock bottom, is this the person that I want to be with? What's that Whitney Houston song? If I'm under a bridge, I want to be with you. If I'm homeless on the street.
Oof. Oof.
I used to hate that verse.
Oof.
If I'm homeless on the street, I want to be under the bridge with you or something, she said.
Oof.
Anyway, there is a lot of emphasis on if this is not going well, if we hit a rough spot, is this the person that I want to be with? But I don't think we often think about the upside.
So I think that we put too much emphasis on, we devalue quality, and we place quality on money, on finances, financial gain, influence, physique, physical attraction. We instead of understanding the wholeness of a person, like the totality of someone, because just because someone is, as my ex would say, a 10 in the waist, so 10 in the waist, or a fashion model size, or a fashion model size, or can be a trophy wife. Because my ex used to say, all I wanted was a trophy wife. And so then you didn't value what I offered. And so sometimes we want something, we want a trophy wife. And what is that 60-40? That you'll leave the 60 for the 40? Because you've taken for granted the 60 that you have. Right. You don't realize what it actually meant to you. You're going and you'll look for the 40, and then you'll realize after a while that you're still you're void of something because you're used to the 60.
All right.
And so something is still missing because it's something that you're chasing. And a lot of times that chase is you. It's something that you're looking in within yourself. Something that you're asking somebody else for that you're supposed to be able to supply within yourself or hold on. And as Christians, a place that only God can fill. So we got this void in us, and we're looking for something, and we're asking man to fill this void in us, and we tried everything and realized that only God can fill it. Only God can do it. Only God can do it. Do it.
Only God can do it.
Oh.
Get it right, Melanie.
Oh, sorry.
Do it.
Horrible. Horrible.
Yes. So, but picking the picker is important.
And so she was talking about, what did he say? He was something, what happens when your life escalates though? What happens would you still make the same choice? And when I think about this choice, no, hold on. When I think about God's choice for me, because I didn't choose this. This was God's choice for me. Why would I replace it with something different? How can I pick better than God?
Yes.
And so now I'm praying it's to death do us part, because if he plan on part and death gonna do us part. Because when he going, I'm going. I'll be like, listen, you leaving where your people gonna be my people.
Right.
Where we going? You going? We going.
We going.
Where we going?
Yes.
And so I've had more options for wealthier men in my life. Presented years and years ago. Are you gonna marry for millions? No, I don't like you. I'm not gonna sell my birthright for the potential of one day I'm gonna like you enough to, end up with a family with you, and no. Or you liking me and I don't trust you. I've done that. And so it's important to have, hold on, or marry the potential of somebody. Or marrying somebody's potential. Like, what happens when I see that somebody is on that road to success and I got an opportunity to ride that road out with them? And so I get on that road to, you are not your potential. And what does that have to do with them being a partner to you? What does them having to be president have to do with being partner to you? And so I don't mean to be funny. Listen, the only person that could actually come close to actually getting my attention,
Here she go.
Vin Diesel. I'm so sorry.
Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel.
Not what I was expecting you to say at all. Vin Diesel. Okay.
Vin Diesel. That's it. My husband's never gonna take me to see another Vin Diesel
Ever.
movie after this
Again.
ever again.
That is hilarious. Okay.
You said Vin
that's
Diesel?
not what No,
Never. Who were you expecting?
not that. I thought you was gonna say Barack Obama. She like, no. Okay, I definitely was not expecting Vin Diesel, but it's okay.
Barack Obama.
I thought that's what you was gonna say.
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah.
All right. What is it about Vin Diesel that you like?
Because he is just that around the way guy.
Okay.
He is just that I got you, I can protect you, and that and so he kind of him like
You mean the characters that he play, or do you know him?
no, like the characters that he played.
Okay.
That's probably not his real
Okay.
name. Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah. It's that around the way guy
Okay.
that still had this tender. So I don't mean to be funny. Probably kind of a lot like my husband's kind of characteristics.
A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. He's that guy. He that rider. Yeah. 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 But then you get to be his soft spot. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then he approachable. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Very interesting.
It's just that she was expecting a suit and tie, y'all. She was expecting the suit and tie. She was expecting the suit and tie. That's all.
Yes, I was.
So no, I wouldn't change.
Okay.
I wouldn't change. I think that we undervalue real partnership. We don't put enough emphasis on it, and so. In so many different areas of our life, we undervalue real partnership and we undervalue the people that God placed in our lives. We begin to take those godly relationships for granted. Mm-hmm. And so I think when we talk about marriage and we talk about covenant, I think the importance is understanding what we did versus what God did. And so if you know you have something that came from God, then understanding the value of what that gift is. The Bible talks about it that God has joined together, let no man put asunder. And it's not just talking about marital relationships, but when God puts something together and understanding that union and I want to say this, even to one of my girlfriends recently, I had to go back to her and say, you know what? I realized that I haven't made time because I've been so busy, but I value our relationship, And so I need to make more time because you've been making effort and I have not made enough effort. And so I think that it's important for us to understand and value the relationships that God has given us. So back to marriage. And so when God gives us something and he gives us a choice, it at no time becomes there's a better choice.
All right.
Now situations happen and we end up and divorce happens and now these things happen over and we're on in another season with another person. But when God gives you something, you don't automatically say, okay, well, I got to change the money. So now let me change my man.
Right.
Or he becomes less of a partner for me because, and so I think it's important that we start. And so this is one of the things that God has given me a vision for and that I need to try to figure out how to work and maneuver in my own life is that partners that God has ordained, he's not ordained us just for ministry, but he's also ordained us for the marketplace. that he's also ordained us to work together in community. And so we need to figure out, and in family, how we work together and outside of just the household
Right.
to make our marriages whole. And so when you elevate, I elevate. When you go, I go, you know. And so, and not allow the relationship to just be so one-sided. You elevate and I'm left behind, and now I look like the inferior and you're the superior, when it shouldn't be like that. When you move, I move. And so I think that's important that we work on those relationships. So it's for better or worse. No, when we get better, we get better. When we get worse, we get worse. We're one, and we should learn how to move as one.
Right.
But I think that great divide is I, me, and mine. And so there's something even wrong with that philosophy from the beginning.
Yes.
You know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So under what circumstances, though, we talk about for better or for worse, like under what circumstances do you think that there's grounds to actually outside of infidelity and abuse and neglect and abandonment or whatever? What reasons would you, for better or worse, what unconventional reasons would you think people would actually?
I don't know if it's unconventional, because people get divorced over money all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't agree how the money should be spent. Now, if you come into an abundance of money,
Mm-hmm.
I could see how they end up having people break up.
So instead of breaking up, you couldn't put some boundaries up?
If you have reasonable people. That's where that.
I mean, if this is my
and
person.
your picker, and why you should pick well from the beginning. Is this person able to compromise? Are y'all able to have difficult conversations? Are you able to argue or have conflict without it turning into something
Being the end of the world, yeah.
Yes, or being the end of the world.
Do we fight fair?
Do you fight fair?
Do you fight fair?
Because if we're up and it's a different level from where we came in at, are we going to navigate things differently? What's the expectation? Can you have those conversations and come to some compromise?
Oh, wow. So this is such a real conversation. Like, but I think that when you go in where the standard is honor,
Yes.
that the standard is honor. We're not going in on no Pookie and Ray Ray stuff. We're not going in treating people like niggas in the back alley. Like, I'm not going to treat you like my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk like we're working on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
So even in adversity, even though it's going to be a more intenseful situation, we should be able to navigate it through genuine conversation. That's why you talk about your picker, it matters. And then it also...
I'm having, what's that name of that show? It was a white family that came into some money. I think they struck oil or something. But they...
Not the Beverly Hillbillies.
The Beverly Hillbillies. The Beverly Hillbillies. If you go from backyard poor, country poor,
she
to
said,
all of a sudden having millions of dollars, didn't they try to live at the same standard of...
I couldn't figure out what the standard was.
For everything, because that was so long ago. That show was so old.
I can't even remember what the standard was. It was some hillbilly stuff.
Didn't they still have that same pickup truck from when they back
yeah.
before?
Yeah.
Did they move into a mansion, or
they did?
They did move into a mansion.
Big old...
But they took that pickup truck with them.
Yeah.
So
shotgun hat. It was.
Is that gonna be an issue for you? And how would you navigate that if all of a sudden you came into millions of dollars, but you came from a different standard of living. Because for me, the pickup truck is probably going to annoy me. I want you to get rid of that. I don't necessarily want that parked in front of my mansion.
So I think that the pickup truck can have a place.
In a museum? In the garage?
Let's remodel it needs a paint job, right? The pickup truck needs to be revamped.
You want to upgrade it, not replace it.
If it's important that you keep the pickup truck, then let's refurbish the pickup truck. If you must have it, then let's bring it into this century. Then come on, we're gonna send it to what is it? Bodybuilders collision shop in Kentwood, Grand Rapids area. And they're gonna do the job on it because they do the job.
Okay.
And so we're gonna send it to them and let them have their way.
Okay.
And beautify it.
All right.
And make it showcase ready.
Okay, and so the nephew, I think, was out there in the backyard trying to hunt the stuff still. But they in the Bloomfield.
They're Bloomfield, and he hunting folks. And then I'm gonna call the police out to come and give nephew.
How do you navigate that when your thinking and your mindset is still on the level that you were at before?
And so are you saying? So how did you navigate it? So
I think his name was Jethro.
It was Jethro, because you had the Jethro Bodine. It was Jethro Bodine.
So if you married to Jethro, and now y'all done came up, but he's still acting like.
And she was still country though. They was all still. None of them came out. They all just.
They all took.
None of them came out
with them to the new house.
They say you could take the hood, the hood, out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the.
But I'm asking, how do you navigate the marriage if you? Because you are not gonna be outside. You're not gonna be okay with Jethro outside with the shotgun in the backyard with the.
So now we're talking about the picking, and so in my life, I would never marry that. Okay. And no. So my instance is, even with my first husband, how I knew I could marry him is I took him among my peers. When I was in my undergrad, I took him among my peers to a wedding, and I watched how he navigated the crowd, how he could handle himself in public, how he knew not to talk too much, how he knew how to retreat and how to be a gentleman and how to behave in public.
Okay.
Even though privately he was whoever, but in public, I understood when I watched him in public, I can take him somewhere. I can present him because I understood that I had a purpose in my life and that I could take him with me.
So you're saying when you're picking, for those of you who are out there picking, when you're picking, don't pick necessarily for your right now.
Where you headed?
But you should be considering your elevation.
And if he's embarrassing now, how much more embarrassing will he be then? If he's embarrassing now, either he not the one or this not the time.
Okay.
So if you have someone that's a public disgrace and you gotta, make sure he acts a certain way, get him together, composure, give him lessons on how to act, then you might want to reconsider actually marrying him or marrying him right now. Well, he's only like that when he drinks dark liquor, but it's dark liquor, his water, I'm saying.
Right.
You understand? And so you really need to know what you're working with.
Yes. Good point.
And so I want to say, so now you're not just picking up, maybe you just picking over.
Don't pick over.
Don't marry Nabal. Don't marry a fool. And sometimes we're so anxious, and I talked about it before, trying to rush the process of marriage, that we marry prematurely. And sometimes we marry people out of season instead of allowing that season of their lives to fully develop them. And so we have to reap the repercussions of their immaturity.
Yes.
And so it ends in divorce, and maybe it was something that could have lived, or maybe it's something that could have actually had an opportunity, but because we insisted that it happened out of season, because seasons are everything when it comes to marriage. And so understanding that they weren't prepared, and everybody can't go with you on your journey. So when you have a vision for your life and you understand what you want and where you're going, then you need to pick accordingly. Everybody can't go. Barack couldn't have picked nobody other than Michelle to go with him on his journey. He couldn't have picked a stripper. I'm so sorry. He would not have made it.
Right.
They took the crown off Miss America for less. I'm just saying.
You're right.
And so we have to pick according to God's will for our lives. Otherwise, sometimes you will end up either being shamed or having to pick again. And so I was asking, sometimes I question, okay, did I make the right choice the first time I got married? And I understood the purpose on why I got married the first time. I understood that what it did in my life, but at no point what it did was something that should have been committed to my future. And I'm not sure that I actually should have made covenant with it, even though I was involved with it. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
But I understood its purpose in my life, whether or not covenant or not. I understood its purpose in my life. And so sometimes we want to take things into our future that should have never been part of our past. Mm-hmm. And so, am I picking up, or or do I get a chance to pick again? Have I honored it? And this is a hard conversation for believers. Have I honored and fulfilled my covenant with someone who is never going into my future with me? Mm-hmm. And now I get to pick again. And it's a whole lot of conversations outside of that could be had. What did I endure in the process? What happened? But now I get to pick again. So I think that it's important that we pick right the first time, and that we be patient in the picking.
Be patient.
Be patient. Be patient.
The picking.
Mm-hmm. And we did one episode called "Do Good Guys Finish Last?" or something. Why do good guys finish last? And I think that good guys never finish last. I say good guys pick bad. I think that sometimes it's in the picking, and the pick is everything. And sometimes we choose our future based on things that aren't important. We superficial things. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for superficial things. We choose our future.
Ep.40.
Yeah. We choose our future based on things that are going to change. Like your looks are going to change. Your boobs gonna sag. Your cellulite's gonna increase. The elasticity in your skin won't be the same. You're gonna have wrinkles. Your hair is gonna thin, but you're gonna get some more glycerol fat. You understand? Mm-hmm. All these changes are gonna happen. Where you're walking straight up, you're gonna walk a little bit bent over, but the quality of who you are should only become increasingly greater. And so I think that pick wisely.
Pick wisely.
Pick wisely. All right, well, and that's our conversation on that. Thank you for joining us today on another conversation with Jen and Mel. Stay tuned for more. Peace.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Conversations with Jen and Mel. Please join us every Monday at 8 p.m. for new episodes on Facebook, YouTube, Rick.tv, and the Rick TV app by way of Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join us again next time on Conversations with Jen and Mel.